I am not expecting this to work, but we'll see. Or I can just burn my hand if you're alright. Hot. Very hot. Alright, so I made myself a cope and drag, I think is what it's called. There's too much water in there still. But what do I expect if we're working with ants? And why am I working on top of a piece of wood? Well, because molten metal on wood just creates smoke. Molten metal on concrete creates flying projectiles. So I chose a different path. So hopefully I didn't block the video. And I hear my children coming in. So you guys can still see it pretty good. So. Hey! We're up about to walk in the woods if you want to come with us. Yeah, hold on. I'm demolding something and taking a video. Way too much moisture. Way too much moisture. You can see huge bubbles were created from the casting there. So I'm gonna have to, I guess I cannot use the ants like I wanted to. But that was an interesting experiment that proved some things to me, and that is that I can mold a slightly more complicated shape. The problem is that the clay in the anthills holds way too much moisture, and if I let it dry out enough to where you would think it would be usable, then it becomes too crumbly, too brittle, and it'll hold a shape, but if you jar it even slightly, it'll just fall apart. Whereas adding a tiny bit of moisture, I added a cup to over 10 pounds of material. No, excuse me, I added a half a cup of water to over 10 pounds of material. I added half a cup of sand as well to help kind of even it out. But adding even a slight bit of moisture to this still, it just holds the moisture too well. And but the shape was created. Still way too much moisture. So that's actually, this gives me some hope. That's pretty cool. But I will have to make my green sand instead of relying on what nature gave me. Which is a shame. But I'm still not unhappy because this indicates that I can pack it down well enough to do what I want it to do. I left the inside of my drag here to be pretty rough, and I think that made a difference. Alright. So I'm going to scrap that idea, but I can reuse these. That's nice. And time to move on to plan, I don't know, I guess I'm on plan F at this point. But it was a good experiment. I'm happy with it. Alright.